Hey everyone, it's a four gun guy. Pretty short video today, but we talk a lot about what goes on either in the, in your shop or out at the range or during a match. And I really wanted to touch on something that has really made my life easier in my reloading room. And that's just reorganizing everything. So if you're ready to go, let's get to it. So my old videos, you saw the wall behind me, and I had a pegboard with a bunch of hooks on it and a bunch of crap hanging off it. And the my table, my bench was pretty much a mess all the time. And even when I'd clean it up, like the next day, it's like your garage, right? The next day, it's just a disaster again. And maybe you didn't even do anything yet. Sometimes I think there's, I don't know, gnomes or something that come out in the night and just throw crap around in my garage. But I just told my wife, I said, look, I've got to organize this stuff. So I want to go through a couple thought processes that I went through, and then what I eventually ended up with that you can see me standing behind, but just my thought process. So the first thing I did was I went through and I said, I'm going to throw out everything that I haven't seen in a year or more. I'm either going to throw it out or I'm going to store it. Now, I'm horrible about storing boxes because when I get something, I store the box it came in, the actual product box. And that's because when I resell something, I just want to resell it with the original box. I think that's nice when someone buys something from me, they get the product, and it's not just wrapped in bubble wrap and here you go, right? I like the original box with the instructions. I don't care if it's 5 years old. That's just how I roll. So I keep those boxes, but I had them all spread out all over the place in here. So I boxed those up into a big box. So now I have a big box of boxes up in the attic. So if I want to sell something, I just go through that box, find it, and sell it. Other things that I realized that I was doing was I was hanging on to 3-gun stuff. And I started this whole journey in 3-gun. But I haven't shot 3-gun in 6 years now, but I still had stuff out and about that had to do with 3-gun. So I packed all that up, put it away. Then I got to the whole wall. And what I noticed there was I never really used everything that was on that wall. Once in a great while I would use it, but I didn't use it all the time. And it was just hanging there, and it looked horrible when I did my videos. So I wanted to clean things up behind me a little bit. And so I just like this look a lot better. And then all the stuff that was in the wall, plus a lot of stuff that was up on like the shelf over here and on the armoire, went into this cabinet. Okay, so let's just start over here. This is just the back wall. It's all beat up. This is a cabinet I got from Beaver. They sent it to me, and I still have to do a review on it, but it's a great little cabinet to just put some ammo in. This is where all my 22, my rimfire stuff sits, and then some more of the empty box I was telling you about, but I've got to send some of that stuff back. Again, on the floor, I've just got my match, my Everly stock match pack with all the bag that has all my other crap in there, extra triggers and stuff like that. And then again, I left this corner pretty much the same. I've got my just my little mini drawer thing on the wall there, and then some tools. Most of the tools went back into the U.S. General cabinet, which I'll show you here in a minute. And then I just redid the wall. I painted the wall dark gray so it kind of absorbed some of the light. And then I kept this armoire because I was going to get a shelving unit. I thought, you know what, this armoire is still in really good shape. So I just reorganized the inside of it. And then this is where I keep all my bullets and then my cases according to where they are in the process. And then, of course, here I've got my regular gun safe that I keep my competition stuff in, my powder dispenser, And then this is the shelving unit I was talking about with, again, more containers, my backup powder dispensers, my amp annealer, and then just some general cleaning crap there. And then underneath the cabinet, I went ahead and put just those the containers from Home Depot, and then I've got more bullets and more alpha cases, a whole bunch of other stuff. So that really keeps me organized. But let's look at this cabinet that I got, because this thing really has helped me a lot. Well, from the cabinet standpoint, I generally use the top here to clean my rifles and stuff like that. So there's really not a lot in here, but you could put a whole bunch of stuff in the top of this thing if you didn't want to put anything on top of it. And again, these guys aren't giving me anything. It's just that I like it. Then I've got this drawer here that has tools, my calipers, and some other stuff in it. This has just tape and cables and jazz. Again, Loctite. I tried to organize things about what it was and when I would use it in the process. And then this drawer contains all of my, I'll move this back a little bit, all of my magazines that I use in competition and some other tools. And then finally, I use this last drawer for all my reloading stuff. So this has pretty much everything in it that I do for reloading besides my dispenser, which is on top of the safe. So all of this stuff came off there, and in the bottom shelf there just has a bunch of my plates for when I lube my cases and stuff. I did have to kind of rig this up because these doors, you had to pull on some latch to open them and all that stuff. So I just glued some wood in there, so they just always open. I don't mind if they're always open a little bit. But anyway, this thing has really been good for me, and it was, I think it's $280 at Harbor Freight, and I had a 20% off coupon off of anything. So I mean, I got it for like, 220, $225. So I thought it was a really good deal. It easily rolls, and I like the height of it as well. Well, there you go. Relatively short one today, I think. But just wanted to kind of get you up to date and get you thinking about things, right? It is the holiday season, so some things you might think about spending your money on for Black Friday, because it's coming up in a little bit. Maybe it's not about the rifle or the ammunition or the scope or something like that. Maybe it's about just organizing yourself so you feel better about what you're doing, the process you're using, and that when you get out there, you know you've done everything you can to get you on target. Look, I'm going to do one more video around these subjects here for the holidays, so stay tuned for that one. But anyway, thanks for watching, everyone, and until next time, shoot straight.